Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about FSBO or for sale by owner. You've come across a few people who have wanted to sell their own house. Do you think that's a good idea, and what are some of the pitfalls and some of the benefits?
I personally don't think it's a great idea because the biggest pitfall that you're going to run into is you're going to sell the house for less, on average.
Why is that?
You don't know what you're doing. Selling your house is
Not as easy as
you might think. There's a lot that goes into it. So it's the marketing, it's the photography, it's the exposure and maximizing the results from that exposure.
And when we say exposure, we mean that if you hire an agent, the listing goes live on what we call multiple listing service. So it's the main place where everybody is listing their homes. So if you're selling by yourself, you don't get that exposure. You might talk to a neighbor, they might mention it to someone else, and that's pretty much your exposure.
And you put a sign in the street, and if they don't drive by the house, they don't know it's for sale. Or you can put an ad in the newspaper, but no one reads the newspaper anymore. So when you let the agent list it in the MLS, it's going to go on Zillow, Realtor, Homes.com. You're going to see it on Coldwell Banker, Redfin, Century 21, every single brokerage house's website, every individual agent's website. It's going to go global. So if somebody has a listing company out in Istanbul, they're going to be able to look up global listings there. You put a sign on your street and you advertise it in the local newspaper, 8 people are going to know your house is for sale.
And it's not just the exposure, but it's also the time that it takes to sell a house. Now, it might seem like it's easy enough to do because when you hire an agent, you don't have much to do and it all goes pretty smoothly.
We like to make it look easy for you.
Yeah, and we have to make it easy for you so that you keep hiring us. But it's not actually that easy, right?
No, there's a lot that goes into it. So I'm getting phone calls from 7 a.m. till I get calls and text messages at midnight.
It's a big time commitment.
Yeah, and
if you want to do it right.
So I'm fielding and working 24 hours a day. And then it's arranging those people and setting them up. By the time I ask you, I've already sort of funneled them all into Wednesday evening.
It's a lot of back and forth on texts and phone calls. Sometimes even just to schedule 2 or 3 showings, depending on how busy people's schedules are, can take hours.
Yeah, because I'm dealing with the agent's schedule, I'm dealing with the buyer's schedule, dealing with my schedule, and then we're dealing with your schedule. I already hopefully know what your schedule is, and I'm going to try and squeeze everything in to make it as convenient for you as possible.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the other reasons why it's not easy to sell your home by yourself?
You make mistakes. You forget to do things. All right, you went to art school, and you're a good photographer, and I've seen the pictures of your kids. They're great pictures. But real estate photography is a specialty, and it's a different beast. I went to art school. I took photography. I don't take my own pictures. I hire a professional photographer who specializes in it. You're going to make sure that the marketing material for that house is the right kind of marketing material for that house. You don't want to spend $10,000 marketing a house that doesn't need $10,000 worth of marketing. So you can be wasting money or not spending the money correctly when you're selling your house. The fact is, I mean, it's pretty simple. You sell your house yourself, on average, you're going to sell for 10% less than when a real estate agent sells your house.
And even if you do get buyers through the door, it's also very difficult to not be emotionally attached to your house. So when it comes to negotiating the price or the terms, it might be difficult for you to take a step back and negotiate as a seller instead of the homeowner.
Yeah, you don't want to be emotionally involved. When they came through the house, you were showing them the house and they were talking about how ugly the kitchen was and how bad the flooring was and the paint is ugly. They're doing that because they want to buy the house for less. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make you think that the house is worth less so you'll take their lower offer.
And it's difficult to take that criticism when it's your house.
Yeah.
The agent is kind of the shield between you and the buyers.
Yeah, the fact is they're putting an offer in. They like your house. And if the offer is good, you need to be able to negotiate that offer with them and not be emotional about it.
That about wraps it up.
I think so. Oh, hire me.
Don't sell your house yourself. And me. We come as a package.
All right.
All right.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye, everybody.